This is Rogers TV. The opinions expressed in the following program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of Rogers nor Rogers TV.
Hello everyone and welcome to this special edition of Inside Durham as we showcase how Durham Region residents are expressing their gratitude to those on the front lines during the COVID-19 pandemic. Up first, many taking to social media to say thank you and to give us a look into how their lives have changed.
Light a candle for peace, light a candle for love, light a candle that shines all the way around the world. Light a candle for me, light a candle for you, that a wish for world peace will one day come true. Thank you, frontline workers.
Hi everyone, I'm coming to you from inside the Freightliner, about an hour northeast of Montreal, and I want to take a minute to express some gratitude. There's no short list of people to be thanked that are working in all kinds of fields: emergency service personnel, hospital staff, postal carriers, staff that run the en route brake stations.
Thank you, frontline heroes.
Tonight we'd like to say thank you to all levels of government, federal, provincial, and municipal, for trying to work together to make very hard decisions for all of us. Thank you so much for all your hard work.
When we return, a local brew house changes gears and fills the need for hand sanitizer.
Securing your recycling in a few steps is simple, like bundling your cardboard separately. These bundles can act as a lid for your blue box or placing heavier items such as magazines on top of papers with no material above the rim.
Blood in the urine is the most common symptom of bladder cancer. Don't ignore this warning sign, not even once.
We recently connected with Jeff Dornan of All or Nothing Brew House in Oshawa about how they're helping fill the need for hand sanitizer. Here's that interview. Joining us now is Jeff Dornan, All or Nothing Brew House in Oshawa. Hi, Jeff, welcome.
Hi, how are you today?
We're good. You are one busy brew house, not making beer these days, but making hand sanitizer.
Yeah, we're excited to do our part to keep the Durham region healthy.
So tell us, how did this all happen?
When the COVID-19 virus started making its rounds, I guess 4 to 6 weeks ago, us as a business, trying to figure out how we're going to survive and how we can help and be part of the community, we were very fortunate to have a 4,000 liter distillery on site. It came with a brewery that we had purchased a few years ago, and we hadn't had it hooked back up when we moved from their original location of Oakville back to our home turf of Oshawa last year through our expansion. And we said, let's get this distillery hooked back up. Ethanol is the core component of hand sanitizer. and we can make a lot of it. So that's kind of what started the conversation. Was really, there was obviously a need. We had the supply chain and everything else to support that, and so we said let's roll up our sleeves and get it done. So we found our friends in the trades that we use, and everyone kind of dropped everything, and over a matter of a couple days, we got our equipment reassembled and hooked up to our steam lines, and got all the raw ingredients on order. We had to fly yeast in from California. You get sugar, large amounts of sugar, and we ordered 6,000 kilograms of table sugar to start. So it was a very kind of monumentous project, but we got through it, and we're now distilling typically 7 days a week, at least 16 hours a day, which has been really, really exciting to be able to do our small part in the Durham region to help out.
So you mentioned that you enlisted a whole bunch of friends to help you reinstall the distillery. Many of us don't realize what a big accomplishment that was. You had to pull in a lot of different trades, you said.
Yeah, we had our friends at Lit Electrical. They do all of our electrical work for us, so they had to get the control panel hooked back up. We had a steam fitter in to get all the steam piping hooked up, because that's how the unit is heated. We have to heat the essentially liquor, or a 7 or 8% wash, as we call it. We heat it up, and then it goes through our distillation column. So steam is a critical component for it. Then obviously the raw ingredients. We had to reach out to our bakery suppliers and some of our other suppliers for just raw ingredients, being sugar and different things, yeast. We can't turn sugar water into alcohol without our little yeast friends. So we had to bring in a special strain of yeast that distillers normally use, something we wouldn't normally carry on site. So we had to air freight that in from California, from a lab there.
But why California? Why California, Jeff? Why did you have to go all the way to California for the yeast?
It's one of the largest yeast suppliers, and so just getting a specialty strain that they've produced for a number of years was really, really critical. It's not something that's carried everywhere normally. Some distillers will use it, but having specific yeast strains can really help the brewing process. So we wanted to reach out to kind of the leaders in the field, a company called White Labs, to really kind of help support us, and they gave us a bunch of expertise on the fastest way to convert the sugar water to the ethanol. We would normally start with grain. As you're making whiskey or gin or anything like that, you would start with distiller's barley or two-row grain, different natural products, not unsimilar to sugar, but a little bit of a different process. So we had to get educated on that and reach out to some folks for some education. So that was another milestone we had to conquer to move forward with the project.
Yeah, real quick learning curve, was it not?
Yeah, we had to do a lot of learning really fast, a lot of quick phone calls, a lot of after-hour phone calls. It was I don't want to say it was a lot of fun, but it was a good challenge, and we wanted to rise to it and really get product out that people needed. The need for hand sanitizer is real, as we obviously see in the media. Personal protective equipment is obviously in short supply. Obviously, supply is getting better as supply chains get started to gear up like us. We can start making more of this stuff at home in Canada and not have to import it from other countries, which is fantastic. And
you say you're running about 16 hours a day. Are you sleeping there some nights?
Yeah, my brother is he's my business partner. He's taken up a cot in our basement to essentially sleep here overnight on the nights that we need to have the capacity to run still a little longer. So we keep adding to his little cot. He's now got a nice little newer mattress on it and a nice sleeping bag now. So he's slumming it, but not he's not on the cold concrete floor anymore. So we're making a little better for him. Okay,
well, that's a good thing. So 16 hours a day producing hand sanitizer. How much hand sanitizer then are you producing and sending out to the front line?
We've produced roughly about 75,000 cans over the last, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks, that we've distributed out to the Durham region. So quite a staggering amount of units. The product has gone out to anywhere from nursing care folks that go into care for elderly, or maybe someone that's come back from surgery, to fire department, police, nurses, dentist office, optometrist offices, right down to the local mechanic shop. Everyone needs this stuff to keep their hands clean if they don't have access to soap and water. And so we're trying to keep as many frontline and essential workers healthy and able to continue to work and take care of us as a society. So it's been amazing.
You mentioned that it's being shipped out in cans, like the cans you would put your beer in?
Yes. We obviously were a brewery first and foremost, and that's our core love here at All or Nothing. But with having a packaging line, the fastest and easiest way for us to package this product to get it out to the end consumer is through our beer cans. And so we've been canning it into 296 ml beer cans. So little shot can sort of thing, and they're kind of a good refill to dump into an existing spray or pump bottle. And it's been really, really well received. People typically have a few kind of bottles hanging around underneath their kitchen sink, and they simply wash them out and dump this in, and they got a brand new bottle of hand sanitizer to use on the road or at home or wherever they may need it.
I was thinking, how difficult would it have been for you to get the plastic bottles?
Bottles are tricky, and it would be a huge, no pun intended, bottleneck for us to get a good automated line. These equipment takes months or years to get fabricated, depending on the scale. And so for us to tool up to be able to fill them in an automated manner at the speed of which we're able to do with our cans is just not feasible in the near term. So it's been great to be able to kind of jerry-rig our canning line to be able to run this solution through it. So that's been a nice blessing in disguise to allow us to help more folks.
So I have to ask you, what's its name? Do you have a trademark name for this hand sanitizer?
We unfortunately are not able to put our typical craft beer spin on the product. Health Canada has very strict guidelines on how to produce the product. Labeling is obviously a core component of it as well. So it's simply called All or Nothing 65% hand sanitizer. So it gets right to the point and tells you what it is.
Well, there you go. So how did you reach out and then, I guess, grow your clientele for the hand sanitizer?
How to reach out to the folks. We had a lot of people follow up with us on social media, emails, phone calls. We got a little bit of initial media inquiries, and that really kind of snowballed the whole thing and really created a bit of a tsunami where we were receiving hundreds of inquiries a day. That kind of snowed us over for several days, trying to dig out and trying to respond to everyone. We don't like to not respond to people's messages, and so that took a while to get through all that. And now we're kind of we've got a good system going on that now, and so now we're actually trying to reach out to the general public to get more of this product into to folks' hands. A lot of the frontline workers are now starting to get their own supplies through the hospitals and such, and so now we're trying to turn to the general public. You can't go out and buy it at Loblaws or different places on a regular basis, and so we're trying to help be that local source for the Durham region, so they can pick up a little 4-pack at our curbside pickup. They order online, and we have it ready for them. We just quietly launched it yesterday, and we'll be making a formal announcement today, actually, on that, which will be exciting.
Okay, today we are talking to you April 21st, 2020, so we look forward to that official announcement. You've had a lot of very positive feedback on social media. How does that make you feel?
We are very appreciative of the kind words. It's what continues to drive us and allow us to work so many long hours. We just really appreciated all the warm, kind words, and it's from Durham and specifically Oshawa and really just across Canada. It's been fantastic, and we just really love seeing the community come together and people cheering each other on for success and getting through this pandemic together. It's been fantastic. So
once I guess the pandemic is over, whenever that is, will you be in any rush to tear down that distillery, or is it here to stay?
We've joked that we might stay in the craft sanitizer business. I don't think it's a category that existed previously.
Pardon me.
But in all joking aside, we would love to never have to make hand sanitizer again. It was never our goal to be in this space. We love making craft beer. all different innovative flavors, and really having folks into our tap room for a beer or hanging out on our patio. We're just really excited to get back to the way it was before and not have to pursue hand sanitizer going forward. It's not a fun product like our craft beer is, and really bringing community together. Hand sanitizer kind of pushes everyone away, so we want to bring a product back out that brings the community together and brings some fun to a Saturday afternoon.
Well, here's fingers crossed that it won't be that long until you can. Talk about the history of All or Nothing. How long have you been in business, and how did that all come about?
My brother and I started the business in Oshawa on the South End around 6.5 years ago. We started at what was called a contract brewery. So we were brewing our beer at other people's facilities. And we did a kind of a proof of concept for a couple of years. We had a small office, and we hit a crossroad in our business where we either had to kind of build a brewery or acquire a brewery. And we ended up purchasing a brewery or merged with a brewery in Oakville. And that took us from Oshawa out to Oakville for a few years and cleaned that business up and rebuilt it. And our goal and our passion was always to be in the Durham region. Oshawa we view as home, and we wanted to put strong roots down here for many years to come. And the opportunity came to move into the old Ritson Road beer store that had been closed for about 8 years. And we put together a whole plan, and it ended up securing the building and moving our business back here to Oshawa in the late part of 2018. We essentially took over an abandoned building that had been effectively gutted. Everything was circa 1950 when it was originally built, and so we had to essentially rebuild the building from the ground up. We were under construction for 7 days a week for 6 months straight, cleaning, painting, reassembling, you name it, we had to get it done. And at the end of all of that, last year on June 1st, we had our grand reopening in Oshawa, and we've been thrilled with the support and excitement from the Durham region and Oshawa ever since.
And business has been very strong.
Yeah, we've been very thankful for everyone's excitement and people wanting to come hang out and support us, and we really appreciate that and look forward to many years of that ahead.
Up next, we hear from the region's elected officials.
Securing your recycling in a few steps is simple, like crushing your cans and bottles down in your container's blue box and your box board down in your papers box. This saves a lot of space and reduces the possibility of material blowing out of your blue box on windy days.
I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Allison.
We are so excited to be back for another season of The Parenting Show.
Yes, and the topics for this round are things like the infiltration of tech in the family, ways for parents to prevent underage drinking, good old sibling fighting and rivalry, and how to handle those nasty power struggles in the family.
And it's a great way for you to realize that you are not alone. It's all right here on Rogers TV.
Got a hankering for more Cinema Scene? Then you'll want to watch Cinema Scene in review. It's just the reviews. Know before you go. To the movies, that is. That's Cinema Scene in review, only on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm John Henry, Chair of Durham Region. In times like these, it can be a challenge to keep our communities running smoothly. It's an unprecedented time, and we are taking unprecedented actions. I'm proud to say that Durham Region is holding strong. We're keeping things moving, whether it's the collection of garbage and recycling, driving buses, or taking calls from concerned residents. Our staff are all making a difference where we need it most. We want to take the time to thank our paramedics, police officers, fire personnel for their commitment to Durham Region. To our health department staff, you're on the front lines making a difference each and every day to keep us safe. To all those who work in our hospitals, for all of that, Durham Region thanks you. You are real heroes in this challenging time. Remember to look out for one another and be good neighbors. It's the Durham way.
Hi Pickering, it's Kevin Ash, Deputy Mayor of the city. I'm here at City Hall today. Medical experts tell us that this is the week. Make it or break it. We have to flatten the curves. We've got to keep doing what we've been doing. That's self-isolation, 6 feet physical distancing, which is the length of a hockey stick, and staying home and staying safe. Special shout out to our seniors who sometimes might feel a bit isolated, and also seniors not being able to see their loved ones in this pandemic. We have 113 cases of COVID-19 here in Pickering and 442 across Durham. We've suffered our first 2 deaths in Pickering at Orchard Villa, just up the road from City Hall on Valley Farm Road. So this is the week, folks. We have to keep doing this. Physical distancing, often and thorough washing of our hands, and staying home and staying safe. We'll get through this together, and we'll be Durham strong and Pickering proud.
Hi, I'm Sean Collier, Mayor of the Town of Ajax. I'd like to take this opportunity to send my sincere thanks out to all the frontline and essential workers that are making out there every day, putting themselves at risk for all the rest of us. Whether you're working in the hospital, doctors, nurses, cleaning staff, or all the support workers, whether you're ambulance, fire, police, garbage, people that work in the grocery stores, you're all essential, and we could not do what we're doing without all of you. And on behalf of myself and the council and all the residents of the town of Ajax, I want to say a very sincere thank you.
I'm Don Mitchell, Mayor of Whitby. To beat this virus, we all have to do our part. So thank you all for staying home, for limiting your trips, for always self-distancing, for practicing good public health hygiene. It all matters. And to our frontline workers, our nurses, our doctors, our emergency responders, truck drivers, and those working in food stores and pharmacies and transportation or delivering critical municipal services. Thank you all for being there when we need you most.
Hi, Mayor Dan Carter for the great city of Oshawa, and this message is for all those that are serving on the front lines. We acknowledge the work that our EMS, fire, police, of course, our nurses and doctors, orderlies, and the extraordinary work that is happening on the front lines. This coronavirus has reshaped our community, and because of your commitment, we will get through this together. We are stronger because of you.
Hi folks, I'm Adrian Foster and I'm the Mayor of the Municipality of Clarington, and I wanted to take a quick moment to thank the legion of frontline workers that are keeping us safe and nursing us back to health during this pandemic. And there are so many of you: nurses, doctors, respirologists, we've got firefighters, police, paramedics, but all of the cleaning staff that are killing the virus on surfaces that might otherwise infect us, people that are delivering groceries, and anyone in a retail environment. From myself, from council, from our entire community, thank you for the work that you are doing. If we're smart about this, we'll be done sooner rather than much, much later. So again, take our thanks and thank you for the amazing work that you're doing.
Hello, my name is Dave Barton and I'm the Mayor of the Township of Oxbridge. We are all in this together. And right now, I would like to thank all those frontline workers. And that's all the people in our supply chain for the medical industry and for the grocery industry. Thank you for what you're doing. And that goes from our truck drivers, our manufacturing people, our cashiers and our cleaners. Thank you. To all of our first responders, whether you're paramedics, police, or firefighters, thank you for going to work to keep us safe. And then for all those in the healthcare industry, whether you're working in clinics or in hospitals, whether you're a cleaner, a nurse, or a doctor, or a tech, thank you for everything you're doing to fight COVID-19. Then for all of our residents in all of Durham Region, please help flatten the curve, stay home, and be safe.
We in Scugog are so very, very grateful to our frontline staff in our stores, our first responders, our healthcare providers, our volunteers who are making masks and delivering groceries and calling on our vulnerable society, and to Operation Scugog, our food bank. Please donate if you are able. Our truck drivers who keep the supply chain moving. Thank you all so very, very much. You are our heroes.
Up next, Durham Region residents continue to wear their hearts on their sleeves, expressing their spirit and their gratitude.
COVID-19 is changing our world and our lives, and it's changing by the hour. Watch CPAC throughout this crisis for unfiltered live news conferences, connecting you with political leaders and health experts 24 hours a day. The vital information you need on TV, online, on social, so you can see clearly how you are impacted day by day. CPAC. See for yourself.
When Rogers TV Durham put the word out that we wanted to showcase your pictures and your videos, thanking workers on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic, we were flooded with your responses. We received videos and pictures from folks stretching from the north to the south and the west to the east, all Durham proud. We leave you now with a montage of those submissions.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability,